Hey everyone, AmberFrmThVault here. Welcome back to the Knife Sisters. We're going to go ahead and jump right back in, but before we do a couple things, first I want to go ahead and say thank you so much to the publisher for giving me a copy of this so I could go ahead and play it for you here on the channel. But secondly, I do want to remind you that there is a little bit of a content warning for this game. First of all, for BDSM, some things that may make you feel a little bit uncomfortable, and some highly sexual themes, as well as some sexual situations. So definitely more of a rated R game. Definitely not something that I would watch with the kiddos. So we're gonna go ahead and jump back in. You've been warned, and I'll see you guys back in just a sec. Are we ever gonna go get... Okay, let's go get a skull. That was not the way I intended that to go. And I have a lot of thoughts about it. Okay. It was Sunday, and I hadn't yet found an animal skull. I was starting to feel a bit panicky about it. Because even if I had considered the whole thing stupid as fuck, I still wanted to be part of the continuation. I had been thinking about that shop Ayana mentioned. Maybe they had something that I could work. Or that could work, excuse me. Buying a skull would definitely feel like defeat. But I was starting to feel like I had no other option. Maybe I should pay a shop to the visit at least. Wait, maybe I should pay a visit to the shop at least. My brain is twisted around. Just a quick stop by the bathroom first. I switched on the light, and then I saw something in the bathtub. Coming closer, the same dense smell I had noticed the other day filled my nostrils. In the tub was a skull. It was from an animal with horns, a goat or a cow, I guessed. What the fuck was it doing in our bathtub? Well, I didn't have time to think twice about who put it in there. I finished my business, and as soon as I opened the door, I saw Dagger in the corridor. She came up to me. Oh, hi! So you saw Blenda in there. Blenda? For real? Was that thing in the box I helped you carry? Exactly. I've cooked it and removed the wet parts, so as to speak. I felt the contents of my stomach churn. Things buzzed around in my head, and I was starting to feel dizzy. What was happening? How could a skull from a cow, or whatever it was, be lying in the bathtub of a vegan commune? My commune. What about you then? Are you prepared for tonight? I guess that would depend on what prepared meant. But I assumed she was referring to the skull she told me to bring. How prepared can you be for something when you don't know what it is? She smiled. You're right. But it will be cool. Cool? It will be cool. I promise. So see you tonight then, if not before. She wandered off. I shook my head in disbelief. I went back to my room to get ready to go. Just as I was about to go, my eyes were drawn to the dragon I'd found in the woods. They used to have those dragons in shops, right? Maybe I should bring it along. I went over and grabbed it. Then me and Dragon went downtown. The bell over the door rang as I entered the shop. I couldn't see a single soul inside. The place was dark and completely crammed with stuff. I started looking around. The shelf to the right immediately caught my attention. There were glass jars with different animal skulls. They were from smaller animals than Dagger's skull, that's for sure. Just tell me if you need any help. I flinched. I hadn't heard them come into the room behind the register. Now I had the opportunity to ask some questions. Or rather, one question. How much are these? The large ones are 80 and the smaller ones are 60. Ouch! That was an amount of money I pretty much didn't have. Do you have any of the smaller skulls? Over here I've got some pendants made from bird skulls. They're about 30 each. I went over there to have a look. What's that you're holding? Oh, I found it in the woods. I held out the dragon to them. It's an old shop dragon. I've read about these. May I have a look? I handed it over. It's really cool. What if we made a trade? That was tempting and might solve my problems. What can I get? I guess you could have one of the skulls you were looking at before. One of the larger ones? Okay. Alright, go for it. Fox, dog, or marten? What should I choose? Fox would be cool. It's a good choice. Foxes stand for patience and harmony. The shopkeeper looked satisfied while packing the glass jar with the skull in brown paper. Here you go. Thanks. And I'll take good care of the dragon. You better. I thought to myself, otherwise I'll come back and take it. Okay, she didn't, or they didn't, I'm so sorry. They didn't buy it. They didn't buy it. I apologize. I completely misgendered that person for a second there, and I apologize about that. I really do. Whew. I feel extremely guilty, and I need to calm down. My own kiddo is non-binary. I don't know why that totally went through my head. I'm so sorry. It had been an eventful weekend, sorry. Whoa. And I was exhausted. But it wasn't over yet. In front of me on my desk was a cardboard box. And I was about to bring it with me to go to Dagger's room. My heart was already pounding. It was time. Welcome. I'm glad you came. The room was decorated the same way as last time. Time for a meat seance, I thought to myself. But I couldn't see or smell any traces of meat right now. Dagger fixed her eyes on mine. Did you bring what I told you to? I did. Dagger had put a cloth over a shelf and made it into some sort of altar. In the center of it, the skull I had seen in the bathtub resided. So Blenda is here. She is. Is that a cow skull? Exactly. Now show me what you've got. I didn't know why, but I had put the skull in a cardboard box. I held it out towards her. No, don't hand it to me just yet. Just show me, so I know who it is. I opened the box and brought out the skull. A fox. Where did you get it? I traded something else for it. Dagger looked disapproving. Well, it's not exactly paying for it, but it's doing something similar. I told you not to pay for it, didn't I? Well, you did say I couldn't pay for it, but you never said I couldn't trade to get one. Ah, damn. You really reminded me of someone when you're stubborn like that. But all right. I hope it'll work anyway. She pointed to the floor. Take a seat. I sat down on the pillow with the cardboard box in front of me. Suddenly, I felt like it was my one security. Dagger went over the shelf and got the bigger skull. She put it on the floor between us. Then she sat down, looking me straight in the eye. Leo? Yeah? Do you remember I told you the instant I saw you, I knew you would share these kinds of moments with me? I remember. I think the Knife Sisters made us meet. Because there definitely must be a reason. What are the Knife Sisters? They're my guides. My real family. Maybe you'll get to know them further on. I looked at her with a perplexed expression. She started to smile. You look really cute when you're confused. Now give me your hand. I did as she said, and she took it. Hers was very warm and dry. The other one, too. We sat with our arms outstretched over the skull, holding each other's hands. Dagger bowed her head. Then she looked up at the ceiling. Thank you for giving me this. She let go of my hands. Now we will start the ceremony. Dagger handed me a piece of black velvet. Put this in your lap. Now take out the skull and put it on the cloth. I opened the box and revealed the skull. Then I carefully put it on the fabric, facing Dagger and the other skull. Dagger addressed the skull. Welcome. Today is about connection. She looked into my eyes. We will use these animals to connect to each other on a spiritual level. Once done, it can never be undone. Our souls will be entwined forever. A chill moved up my spine. What does that mean? It means we're making a stronger bond out of the connection that's already there. We use the animals to make us inseparable. She talked as if it was completely obvious. Put your skull next to the other one. I put my fox skull next to the cow skull. Now we should move closer so that we can touch both of them. We moved closer together, kneeling in front of the skulls. I put one hand on each, and Dagger did the same. The bone had a rough surface. It was warmer than I expected. Now I'll say some words. When I pause, I want you to repeat them, but from your perspective. I didn't really get what she meant, but I nodded. I think this fox picked you. She paused. I supposed it was my turn. I think the fox picked me. You are borrowing its soul. I am borrowing its soul. As I am borrowing the soul from this creature. as you are borrowing the soul from this creature. We are connected, in life as in death. We are connected, in life as in death. From now on, your life is my life, and my death is your death. From now on, my life is your life, and your death is my death. Blessed be. That's all. She looked up at the ceiling again. I have accepted Leo to be part of me. Do you accept us, sisters? It felt as if the atmosphere in the room changed. Dagger turned toward a big mirror on the wall over the altar. They're here. I was starting to feel uneasy. What was this all about? Did Dagger believe something magical was really happening? What's going on? I'm talking to the Knife Sisters, asking for the next steps. Now she'd completely lost it, obviously. Dagger was talking as if she saw someone in the mirror. Sisters, I've done what you've asked of me. Now let me have Leo. I stared at her. Did I have a say in this? Dagger nodded as if she was answering someone. She kept looking in the mirror and talking. What do you want next time? She turned toward me as if she was listening for voices I couldn't hear. The blood of an innocent. Right. You'll get it. So that's what you need to bring next Sunday. Now she was apparently talking to me again. Was she serious? Can I take my own blood? Are you innocent? I guess it's up for you to decide. Do I have to tell you that you can't pay for it? No, I figured. We stood up. Dagger looked at me. She seemed to scan my face and my eyes. Thank you for coming. I'm happy. Then she leaned forward and kissed me. A very brief kiss that made my lips burn and my heart skip a beat. I suddenly felt extremely tired. What did this person want from me? She went over and got the fox skull. Here, keep it safe. And remember that we're eternally connected now. Well, that's something that's not so easily forgotten, right? Ooh, Chapter 2, Bloodletting. Alright, so I guess we're gonna go talk to Aya. I mean, that would make the most sense, right? So Monday afternoon, Aya had texted me throughout the day asking if we could meet up. She said she wanted to talk. Uh-oh. She was already waiting at the cafe when I entered. The lecture today was even more boring. Lucky you for missing out. Yeah, and maybe lucky me we won't have an exam. You will, in time. We'll see. You said you wanted to talk about something? Her mood seemed to drop a bit. Yeah, it's Mo. I had suspected that Mo would be the topic. I was a little unsure of how to handle it. Has something happened? No, not really. The problem is more that nothing has happened. I see. I don't know what to do. We always have a great time and everything. They seem to really enjoy being around me, but then, well, nothing more happens. And you haven't told them about your feelings. I haven't. I don't know what to say to them, really. I think you should just talk to them. Maybe they haven't even realized you're interested. Yeah, maybe I should. Another thing. You know Dagger? Yeah, that weird person who moved into your commune? Who wanted you to get a skull. Did you get it? I did. And then things got even weirder. Tell me. We did a ritual centered around the skull. That was supposed to make her and me eternally connected. And then she asked me to get some blood for the next ritual. I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking about the blood. It's so weird. Oh my God, is she... Iona's gonna think we're crazy. Seriously, this woman is gonna she just walked into this commune and was suddenly like, you there. I want to make freaky things happen in your life. Okay, Sorry, I just cannot get over the fact that Dagger's crazy. Okay. Ariana looked at me with large, disbelieving eyes. Wow, this is getting freaky. I didn't say anything. Will you give it to her? I noticed an unexpected reaction inside of me. I felt strangely offended. Well, I'm actually thinking about it. Those rituals must be something. I wasn't sure. Well, they were something. They made me feel something. I just didn't know what yet. But for some reason, I knew I wanted to go back. About that. I had no idea how she would react if I asked her for that. She probably wouldn't like it. But maybe... I actually wanted to ask you for something. I held her gaze. I know you're really good at getting things from school and your part-time job and such. She looked at me with the same skeptical expression as before. I need the equipment to take blood from someone. Just a butterfly needle and a sample bottle, maybe a tourniquet. I know you can fix that. She made a disgruntled face. I thought you hated taking blood samples. Well, I don't like it, but it's better when I do it to someone else than when it's done to me, at least. She nodded. I'll have to think about it. Of course, it's an opportunity for you to get some practice. Maybe that could even make you more motivated for school. But I don't know. I'm not sure I'll get the opportunity. I understand that. But I also know you're great at finding opportunities. She smiled. I am. I'm not the queen of shoplifting for nothing. But you know this. It's weird. I sensed she found it a bit intriguing, too. She'd always been up for adventures and thrills. Maybe that's why she had gotten so good at stealing things. We sat in silence for a moment. I'm gonna leave it. Fortunately, moods of any kind didn't last long for Ayana. She suddenly lit up. Oh, yeah, I forgot to say. On Friday, there's this rave, and I think Mo is coming. Oh, I had forgotten about that one. I used to go to raves before, but it had been a long time. Do you want to come this time, Leo? I really need a friend there. Please? Okay, but then you'll have to get me that stuff. She smiled. All right, then, you stubborn bastard. Okay. All right, so we have a couple options. Okay, Queen D. Go to Dagger. Oh, talk to Mo. Oh, no. Do I be a bad friend? I don't know. Hey everyone, thank you so much for watching me play The Knife Sisters. If you like this game, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Do all those YouTube things. As always, if you'd like to subscribe to the channel and you haven't already, go ahead and click on that picture of my big dumb head. Click on that bell icon if you'd like to be notified every time I post a brand new video, as well as on the right hand side of your screen there should be some random videos, things that YouTube thinks you'd like, and something that I put up there. I don't know what I did it in post, as well as a bunch of names in the middle of your screen. Those are the Twitter handles for my current patrons over on Patreon. They really do keep this channel running. I wouldn't be able to do it without all of those folks. So if you would like to go ahead and say thank you to them, go ahead and follow them over on Twitter, give them some likes, tell them they're awesome, because they truly are. If you'd like to become one of those names in the center of the screen, those are all of my patrons over on Patreon, I should say. At the time that I recorded this video, if you'd like to become one, go ahead and click in the lower left hand screen there. It says something about extra video content, bonus content, videos, things like that. Go ahead and click that to learn more about that. We're gonna go ahead and get out of here though, so I'll see you all in the next one.